What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody doing? This is another Core Thought presented by Core Business Analytics. I am Jared, founder and CEO of Core. And in today's video, what we're going to be doing is taking you through our own website. As part of our market research and marketing services that we offer at Core, we will build custom websites for your business, and we also will refresh existing websites and help you identify any points of improvement that your website could probably use. And so if you have any issues with your current website or you don't have a website, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you get a website off the ground and running for you. So I think it's important to sort of just start at the beginning here. We're at the home page, and here we really do think that what we've kind of created at Core is that it's business planning perfected. And that's because we do everything in our power to rely solely on information and data. And, in doing so, we sort of remove the subjectivity, the emotionality of, various elements of running a business. So, we leverage information to create insights for your business. And there's no better way to approach improving your business other than to do it objectively. You have to kind of remove yourself and take an elevated perspective of your business to see all the parts working together, to see where improvement can take place. So we do believe that this is business planning perfected, and we hope that as we progress through this video that you'll agree. So as we say here, we leverage Core Business Analytics to work more on your business so that you can work less in it. And this landing page is what's called a scrolling presentation. So it's more of a kind of a flashier type of homepage that, depending on your business, might make sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but we liked the overall feel and vibe that this scrolling presentation gave our homepage. So there's many other options that exist out there. So if you like this, we can definitely use this in your website. And, if you don't, we can find one that you definitely you'll appreciate and that you'll love. And one of the key features of, the website, and one of the things that we're most proud of that we offer is what is known as the scorecard. And, we'll get to that in just a minute. But the scorecard, essentially, it allows you to view your business through multiple lenses. And how it does that is that we'll break down your business model into its parts and then measure it for completeness in a single comprehensive metric. And we do all of that for free. So when we get to the scorecard, you'll see that the scorecard is a series of free business assessments that we don't have at Core. We don't have any, participation with you in that. What it is that you will take a quiz, you'll take an assessment that will ask you objective questions about the state of various business departments within your company, and it'll assign a score, and you'll see exactly where that element of your business stands, and you can use that to improve on your own. You can reflect on those results on your own. We don't have any say in, we're not going to hold the score for you and make you email us to get your score. Like, you're going to get the score right away. You'll know exactly, where you're strong, maybe where you need a little improvement, and you can do with that information what you will. If there's anything that comes to light that you ultimately would like to improve, then you reach out to us on your own. And so the ball is in your court, so to speak. So we really do love that about our business and about the website. So we'll get to that in just a minute. And so I've always really appreciated this saying that the only constant is change. And I think that's so true in life, and especially in business. The only thing that you can really genuinely rely on is the fact that everything is going to be different. And so we understand that, businesses evolve, and over time, you might end up with some gaps that have to be bridged, in your business model. And we work with you to bridge those gaps and help you facilitate that business evolution. And our holistic services, we take that to mean that we offer a comprehensive approach to solving any business issues that you may have. So we're not going to put a band-aid on something. We really want to eliminate the issue, in its entirety. So with that, we will go ahead and tell you a little bit more about what Core is, who we are, who I am. I think it's important to establish that connection if we're ever to have a business relationship that is meaningful in any sort of way. So I started Core because I wanted to step below the surface of traditional business modeling. And we really do strive to be the preeminent leader in modernizing small business management. And through our Google Analytics services, through our web development services, through our market research services, we really are trying to empower business owners and modernize the way that they manage their business. So that's really kind of at the core of what Core is. And organizing and analyzing complex information, it defines who we are, it defines who I am. I have I have over a decade's worth of experience working for State Street Bank and International Fund Services. They're a hedge fund operations company that's based in Manhattan. I worked in Midtown Manhattan, 52nd and 6th for a decade. And, in my role there, I helped refine and define operations for hedge fund trading. So, that it's very complex. For this discussion, we can get into that at a later date if anybody is actually really interested in learning about hedge fund trading and, that level of commercial finance, global finance. And essentially, though, we helped, as I said, define and refine operations and build processes and procedures for various departments. And those ended up being used globally across the company. And State Street Bank has about 30,000 people that work for it all across the world. So we have that big business perspective and experience, and I wanted to bring that home to use to help smaller businesses, local businesses, the ones that I grew up with, the pizza place down the street, the tackle shop, the golf course, the restaurant, all these local businesses that I could tell you stories and stories about. I want to help them, live a better life, in terms of having the business experience, increased longevity, increased productivity, more revenue, less expenses, just to, shore up operations and run a more efficient business that, allows a business owner here to, experience, the environment that we're so proud of around here. I love to hunt and fish and play golf. I love being outdoors, and this area is phenomenal for that. And I think that if you could run your business and be able to experience those things that you love about this area more, and it doesn't have to be just this area, but it's anywhere. If you create a better work-life balance, ultimately, that's really all you can really hope for. It's like you're never going to be able to not work, unless you're one of the very lucky and one of the very few. But for the vast majority of people and the vast majority of business owners, we're going to have to work. And there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy work, and I'm sure that you love your business and you love doing what you do. It's your passion. But I think to be able to experience more freedom, away from the business, have a life outside of that. Don't let the business define who you are, as much as maybe it does right now. That's that's who we are. And we utilize technology and we utilize modern research and analysis to bring that big city perspective to the local market. And you know we have our philosophy, which we've already restated a number of times. The values, we really believe that if something is worth doing, it's worth doing well. So like I said, we're not going to put a band-aid on anything. We really want to get to the source of whatever issues are going on in your business. How can we eliminate any problems and create more solutions? So that's what we really value when it comes to business. And then our focuses really are, they're kind of widespread a little bit, but we tend to focus and lean towards, travel and leisure, and like hospitality. I think food and beverage is another big one. So, we have a number of industry focuses, and that doesn't mean that if you don't see your business there or your industry listed there that we can't help you. We absolutely can. Those would be the industries more so that we're, really passionate about, or that we already, are working with currently. So the process of how we do what we do, we like to spend a lot of time in the beginning asking questions and collecting information, so that we get a better understanding of what you actually need, what your business actually needs. And then we spend, a fair amount of time just kind of running through different possibilities. What are things that could work? What are things that, really might not work, but, might be helpful? We run through the list of, we run through the list of possibilities to kind of narrow that project scope down and help you really kind of put together a very structured plan to tackle the issues that you're experiencing and eliminate them. So, once we have that narrowed down, we work with the people that, would be considered key stakeholders in the solution. So a lot of times what ends up happening is that, a solution is presented and then it's implemented, but it never took into consideration how it was going to be used. For example, you develop a process that your employees are meant to use, but you never ask them how, run me through the scenario where you have to do this. What are the problems that occur after that moment? So we try to incorporate all of the key stakeholders that are going to be affected by any changes and any improvements, and make sure that they understand exactly what is coming down the pipeline, what is expected, and what the ultimate end result goal is supposed to be, so that there's no, you're not catching anybody off guard. And then to build on that, what we do is we'll test that solution out, and it's kind of a reiteration of working with the key stakeholders. So, we finally have a solution, and now we test it through, and we check to see if there's anything that maybe, we didn't consider, any, perspectives that we'll have to kind of reevaluate and, work through to make sure that all the requirements of your project are successfully fulfilled. And then we go through the actual, deployment of it, and we execute the solution. And then, we monitor we monitor that after the fact. So, a month from now, or 2 months from now, 3 months from now, let's make sure that that solution is actually doing what it was supposed to. So that's sort of an overview of how we work with our clients and what the client can expect from us. So I think that's important to kind of establish. I think it kind of eliminates some of the questions that, a potential client might have. And, I think that it gets everybody on the same page, from the beginning. We work with a number of local clients, and we're very happy, to be able to call them clients. And, we're very happy that we're given the opportunity to go ahead and work with them. So from here, we'll go ahead and take a look at our actual service listings. So The business support services is what we our SEO. That's kind of what our SEO analysis led us to pick. In terms of what the web page name should be, and that's a very important thing when it comes to web development. You have to be mindful of what your URLs are going to be. It should be very clear to whoever is landing on that page to know exactly what it is that they're clicking on. And we'll get into that as we kind of discuss our web development services. So the way that we like to think about ourselves is that, and we are Google certified, but we like to think of ourselves as a business model mechanic. And, in a sense, what that really means is that we leverage Google. I think Google is it's hard to say that Google is underrated because, who could actually say that? But I think the amount of free services and resources that Google provides business owners it flies under the radar. I think if you're a modern business owner and you're not well versed in everything that Google has to offer you, I think that you're missing out on some very economical solutions to the complex mechanics of operating a small business. So we are Google certified. We've gone through all of the courses. I have my Google certification for Google Analytics and any number of other certifications. So if you're ever curious, I can, I'll send those to you if you ever want to know. I can show you how to get certified yourself if that's what you're interested. If you want to kind of manage this on your own, and be happy to do that. So our core service categories, the primary services that we, market and advertise. And if just because, I wouldn't say this is a fully comprehensive list. If you don't see something here that maybe you feel like your business needs, please, reach out to us. And if I believe that it's within my wheelhouse to help you, I will definitely do that. And if it's not, I can leverage my network to see if there's somebody out there who might be a better fit to help you out. So, we'll get right into this here. One of the primary services that we offer is customizable website development. So, as I said before, we can build you a brand new website. We can refresh a website that's existing. We can install Google Analytics into your website. There's a number of other, web type services that we can provide, including, we can help you narrow that sales funnel so that somebody lands on your homepage and you want them to check your service, and then you want them to click a particular button that will, add a product to a cart. We make sure that functionality is there and that path is clear to the user and to the customer, so that, if you're trying to get them to buy this product, that we make it as easy and seamless as possible for them to do that. So when you come to our website, you can review these web templates. These are just a few small examples of, the different basic kind of web template layouts that you can have. I suppose we'll go ahead and just show you this. So the way that I have to mention that we typically build our websites through WordPress, and WordPress, the way that it sort of works is that you would pick a template that essentially is like an outline. It's a structure of a website that speaks to you. It comes with its own images. It comes with its own features. Color schemes. Different buttons and different features. So we'd go through the entire list and help you kind of pick the one that speaks, to you the most. So, for example, if you're a pizza restaurant, this is one example of a pizza theme that, you'd be able to pick. So let's just go ahead and do this for the sake of demonstration. Obviously, when you click on this and as you're exploring these, you'll see that, I thought that was a pizza restaurant template. I'm like, well, it is. And what happens is that we go through and we'll fully customize this to include the correct images, to make sure that, all the content here matches your business, that obviously, the menu is your menu. We fully customize the site to your business, but it's when you're picking a web template, you want to make sure that you're starting with something that speaks to your style. It speaks to the your brand, to the vision that you have for your business. So, this has some kind of modern type, feel to it. It's got some modern type functionality to it. So this would just be, one example of a template that we would start with and then fully customize it to your needs. So we'll go ahead and close out of that. I don't want to spend too much time on any one particular service, but please know we can build a website for you, and we would love to do that. One of the other primary services that we offer is a Google Workspace integration. So if you've ever seen a business that has, like Joe's Pizza at Gmail, I think, and industry standards would tend to agree that if it's at Gmail and instead of at Joe's Pizza, I feel like the customer gets they don't get they get kind of a different sense of how professional you're being in the management of your business. If you go to corebusinessanalytics.com, you would expect that any email associated with that would be like info@corebus analytics, for example. In any business, I think it projects a more professional feel to your customers if you have that. So that's one element to a Google Workspace integration, is that we'll get you that custom email. And then once with Gmail, what's awesome about Google is that when you do that, now you have your own profile, and with that comes your own Google Drive account, your own Google. I mean, the number of additional apps that you get as part of a Google profile is, I'm sure you're quite familiar at this point. Everybody has kind of messed around with Google to a degree, but if you don't have your own business Google Workspace account, then we believe that you're sort of missing out on some really, really good economical functionality that will help your business like in tremendous ways. So as I alluded to earlier, the whole notion of workflow process, the creation of an operations manual, for example, would, fall under this. I think that this is a very critical component to any business that is often overlooked in terms of business owners prioritizing this. This will, if you really work through the process of what goes on in your daily operations, and then you refine those, and then you document them and make sure that every employee is fully aware of what is expected of them and what the expectation is to deliver the goods and services that you provide. This is ultimately one of the most important services that we offer. This is really where our background stands out, and where our professional experience comes into play. We will really help define every operational process, and we'll document that. And one of the things that we really like to do is create a checklist. So if you're a restaurant, for example, and you have your opening procedures, you have your service hours procedures, you have your bartending procedures, you have your cooking instructions, you have your closing procedures. We can turn all of those into spreadsheets that essentially it would be a checklist. So on a daily basis, you would present this to your employees and say, like, these are the things that I expect. These are the things that need to occur. And I'll ask that you go through and you check out all of them off on a regular basis. And whoever is in charge of management, if that's you or if you actually have a manager, then they will review that. And if items go unchecked, if items are not being completed, it removes the subjectivity of having to approach that employee to say, like, hey, you didn't do this. Why didn't you do this? And if you don't have this checklist already in place, and if you don't have the operations manual already created, and the expectation of the employee is not known to them, then it creates it creates animosity. Whereas if you have a checklist and you just say, like, this is what is expected. Um, is there a reason why that you weren't able to accomplish this? Do you need more training? Is anything unclear? Do I have to reword the operations manual to make things to have it make more sense to you? It removes that like emotional stress from both sides and just kind of creates an objective solution. So we're huge fans of checklists, and when we build them in Google Workspace, we'll build them in Google Drive so that you'll have digital versions of all of this, so that you don't have to, the management of the business doesn't have to be 100% in person. You can move some of that onto the cloud and review checklists, make sure that everything is getting done the way that it should be. And you can do that in the cloud on your cell phone. You could be, you could be on the golf course. You can be out fishing and you can make sure the business is running the way that it should. And that takes us to the market research and analytics analysis service that we offer. So this is the other wheelhouse item that we really enjoy doing for people. We really like diving into the IBIS world research. We really love diving into all of the different statistics and data sets that exist for any particular industry, and we help run analysis off of that to create those, establish the benchmarks for your business. How does it relate to industry averages in your industry? And it just kind of provides this checks and balances that for your business in terms of the how much you need to allocate to certain parts of your budget, for marketing, for advertising, for wages, etc. So I think that this is a very crucial one, and I have a whole other video that gets into all of this, so we won't spend a whole lot more time kind of discussing this. But if you're interested in learning more, check the IBIS World video, check the Google Analytics video, and you'll have a much better idea of what we're talking about. It's vitally important. You'll love it, and I highly recommend that you check those out. So moving on, we have employee advancement education. So essentially, this would leverage the scorecard that we discussed earlier. And if you have employees and you think that it would be beneficial to you and to them to have them take these assessments and take them from the perspective of how it relates to your business, you can see how much they know about your business, how much they know in terms of what it takes to be successful with your business. It's a great way to assess whether an employee is deserving of maybe being moved up to manager, or beyond that. Maybe it's a great way to reward them for really dedicating a lot of effort and time to your business. And it's a very good way to provide something to your employees. It's more than just a paycheck. I think ultimately every worker wants to gain some fulfillment. They want to gain experience in their role, and that's not true about every employee. But if an employee can get money and also feel good about the work that they do and know how it matters to the owner, and that the owner is mindful of the effort that they're making, and that they're willing to show appreciation to that employee through advancement, through raises, through promotions, it creates a much better work environment overall. And we found that this is a very critical service that we offer that a lot of our clients are very excited about. So we have Another service, it's marketing operations. So this is sort of a hybrid between the market research and the Google Workspace integrations. What this really focuses on is developing the key marketing strategies for your business. Whether that will help you decide whether Google Ads makes more sense for you, whether Facebook Ads makes more sense for you. What are the different means and avenues that you can go about advertising your business, and what's the cost benefit about that. And then the operations aspect of that is there's a lot of there's a lot of planning that has to go into a successful social media post, for example. There's a lot of formatting considerations. There's a lot of language considerations. There's a lot of it's a very complex thing. It seems so easy to just take a picture and upload it to Instagram, but if you have a defined process in place where you're trying to be consistent in your message, to be consistent in the look that you're trying to provide customers. If you are thoughtful in how you're presenting your business online, it makes the actual creation of that content more seamless. For example, I've alluded to this previously, but if you're going to post videos on YouTube or versus videos on Instagram, the actual formatting that the video should be recorded in differs between the two. And if you're not conscious of that before you hit record and make that content, all of a sudden you're going to have a video that looks great on YouTube, but because of the formatting limitations of Instagram, now you've this nice widescreen video that you have is now condensed, and things are cut off and everything is out of alignment, and it just doesn't have the same look. And so to build the operations and to be mindful of the process that is required to create various types of content, various types of advertising, it saves you a lot of headache in the long run. So that's something that we really like to focus on with people. I alluded to this earlier, the business management checklist. This really, I like this so much, I jumped ahead of myself and started talking about it before I should have. So, just to quickly reiterate, the business management checklist really helps managers objectively manage the business without stepping on toes, without dealing with a lot of emotion. It kind of removes a lot of that, creates a more objective approach that is just based on the numbers. It's like, these 10 things need to get done, only 7 of them got done. What do we need to do in order to get these other 3 things done regularly? And so it's a very cut and dry approach to management that is very effective. And we think that it's one of the more popular things that we've ever created here at Core, actually. And then this continuous support is available. No matter what it is, we understand that every business issue is unique, and if you have just one issue that you need sorted out, we can do that. But we understand that sometimes you have to take a long-term approach to solving something, and to really build up the marketing operations. You can't do that really overnight. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. So we just want you to know that we're here, and we will work with you in whichever capacity we need to make sure that your business is in a better place, today than it was yesterday, and it's going to be better tomorrow than it is today. So, you can rest assured and sleep easy knowing that we're here. We'll give you the absolute proper attention that is required. So I've got just a couple of little, quotes from people. You can check those out on your own. We have, if you are interested in website development, we have a survey that you can complete through the website. And essentially, that'll kind of ask you a bunch of introductory questions about what it is that you're looking for with your website. It's the form is a Google form, so you'll receive an email copy of your responses. You know, I think that the questions are, very objective in nature, but they'll also help us kind of get the ball rolling and do that in a very like quick, concise way. So, yes, I think if you're interested in website services, please take a look at this. All you have to do is complete the form. I'll get a copy. You'll get a copy, and I'll reach out to you accordingly after that. So that brings us to the scorecard, and the scorecard is probably the most unique feature and service that we offer at Core. I can't think of anybody else that is doing this, and again, I think the beauty of all this is that it's free. So, and it doesn't require it doesn't require me intervening unless you want me to, and that's the beautiful thing about it. So, what we're doing is with the scorecard, we are quantifying your business model effectiveness, and we're converting that into a single metric. So we have, you'll see here shortly that you can take in-depth business model self-assessments, and you can take them as many times as you want, and the score will adjust accordingly. And if you achieve certain levels, you get a certification that you can share online. You can print it. You can, put it, hang it in your office. You can do whatever you want with it, but it'll certify that, to your customers that you've taken a genuine, hands-on approach to creating the best business and the best experience for your customers that you possibly can. So, I highly recommend that you go and you check all of these different features out. This is all these different reasons why the scorecard is a wonderful thing. And as you'll see here, we have the scorecard complete, which, it says, I tagged this as a 20-hour, time frame that it might take you. And this is definitely, the most advanced course that we offer. But as it says, scorecard complete. So it will run through all of your different departments, and it will ask you to assess the state of each one of those. So let's go ahead and we'll just click in here and see what happens here. And we won't go through each course. I highly recommend that you go through and you take a look. I think that ultimately you'll find all of the resources and everything listed in the scorecard to be completely relevant to your business and to your needs. And let's see, if we go ahead and enroll. So it's going to ask you to create a username, and I already have one of these. Let's see here. There we go. I actually won't do this because it will show, personal information. But it's one of those things where spend the time. If you're serious about running a business, and if you're serious about improving your business, then you have to take these courses. They will do nothing but help. Again, it's totally free. You complete them on your own time. I don't have to intervene. You get your scores. You can do whatever you want with those scores. If you get a 0, that's your own. I'll never know. If you get 100, that's amazing. You'll get a certification for that. If you score poorly and you want me to help you out, I will gladly do that. So by all means, take a look at all these. I think you'll really find them interesting. And I I just don't want to expose, any profile information because I'm the admin on it. So any other people that have registered, it's possible that you'll see some of that information. So I won't do that. We're very serious about privacy and security here. So um, instead, let's just jump over to the core thoughts. This is the blog. What you're watching now is the YouTube channel that's associated with this. We've found that everybody likes to learn things differently. Some people like to read, some people like to watch videos, and so we're trying to appeal to both of those groups of people. And we post here, pretty regularly. If you're ever curious about, how much does a website really cost, we have a post there. Let's go ahead and take a look. And we're just about at the end of all of this. So, I'll be wrapping up here shortly. I want to say thank you for watching this. I really hope that it kind of clarifies what it is that we do and, our intention on how we are going to help you and why we started the company. And, we believe in what we do, and we believe that we're here to help. And that's really that's all we want to do. So this is a pretty good read. I don't think I included, let's see, did I include the prices on here? I don't recall. I did. So yeah, this really does help you determine how much a website will cost. These aren't quotes that we're not going to hold you to these numbers if if you end up needing like this type of a website. We'll work with you. It's a great read. There's plenty of other great reads on the Core Thoughts blog. I highly recommend that you take a look, and if you find anything interesting, by all means, share it to your social media pages. Spread the word. We're doing nothing but helping inform people, and if you do the same, then that means that everybody is achieving, and that's really the name of the game. So if you want to contact us through the website, we do make it pretty straightforward. There's a simple form that you can fill out here, and we have our email address, and there's some phone number. We have our phone number listed on there. There's also, if you want to go ahead and schedule an appointment, you can go ahead and click one of these buttons. Okay, we had to start back up here, but just to close it up, we're on the contact page. As we say here, we want to connect with you. Businesses are only as strong as their relationships. We would love to hear from you. So by all means, we have a simple form here that you can complete. We'll get an email notification, and we can reach out to you in whichever way you prefer. If you'd like text, perfect. If you want us to call you, perfect. Email, whatever your preferred method is, we'll work with you on that. And yeah, just give us a quick idea of what it is that you think you might need, and that's by no means a finalized list. We'll definitely discuss it with you and learn exactly what is required of your project. What is it that you're looking for? So send us a text, give us a call, send us an email. If you want to book an appointment, we can do that here. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. We're just trying to help people out and help business owners live the life that they want to live and not one that their business chooses for them. So our business support services are structured around delivering that value to business owners. So thank you again for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe now. We have a lot more content coming your way, and we think that you're really gonna appreciate the additional videos that are coming out. So subscribe, like this video, share it, talk about it. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, and we'll go ahead and see you in the very next video. So take care.